Right, I've got the Behemoth base and I've decided I'm not going to use the neck that came with it. So I've got a neck from another project that already has the headstock shape that I was going to go for. And I think it's the same brand. It's Kimsey, Kimeyes or Kimsey, Chinese brand. And it's a really nice neck. I just need to make it fit to this body. It's got a bit of a curved heel, whereas this has been cut flat, and it's slightly snug in the pocket. So what I've done is, if you can see that, I've drawn round the heel just here with a pencil, and I'm going to nibble out this bit of wood here so that the neck fits in nicely, and I'm also going to nibble out a bit here so that's flush with the neck, and then hopefully with a bit of a luck and a fair wind that'll all line up and we can put the bridge on. Well, yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good fit. So what I also had to do was slightly curve out the pick guard as well, or scratch plate, whatever you want to call it, which involved drawing around the heel on here and then just gently sanding out like I did on the neck pocket. And that's all sitting rather lovely now. So what I need to do now is get the neck on, get the pick guard on, and then try and sight the bridge so it all lines up. Right then, time to drill the holes for the neck. So what I'm going to do, there's not really room for a plate here, I'm going to do little neck ferrules, black screws, and I'm going to do 3 points in the back of the neck here. I've got my guiding block and I've set a depth gauge on the drill, so let's do it. And that is the neck joint done. Lovely. Seems to work pretty well. Definitely into that. Right, let's get a pick guard on and sight the bridge and see if we can get everything to line up. Okay, so this is probably about as far as we're going to get today with it. I'm pleased I got the neck on, I'm pleased I got the pick guard on, and it all sort of, I knew it would line up, like, you know, it's come from Dan Thompson. He's the king of lining things up with straight edges and pencil marks and all that kind of stuff, so this is great. We'll get the bridge on tomorrow hopefully, and find the center line so we can drop the pickups in and put the machine heads on, make sure everything works, and then we can take all the bits and we can do the fun bit, which is finishing it. But yeah, pretty pleased with it so far. So this morning we've moved inside because it's absolutely freezing out there, and I've got the bridge on and I've got the machine heads on. Getting the bridge on took quite a while because My friend Brian, who's a luthier, always told me work off a centre line, but my centre line was slightly off, only by a couple of mil, you can probably see. So it took quite a few goes. You can see all these lines here. It took quite a few goes to get the bridge placement just right, but I put some string through it and it all seems to sit quite nicely on the fretboard and it all lines up lovely. So I'll put the rest of the screws in there at some point, but thankfully that all lines up, and it's 34 inches to where the string leaves the bridge to the nut, which is the correct scale length. And then I also got the machine heads on. If we flip this over, have a quick look. So the machine heads went on quite easily. One thing I did do was use a ruler to line them all up so that they all sat straight, and then marked and drilled the holes, and they all sit quite nicely actually. And yeah, I'm not concerned about this, but as the wood I guess is drying out, because it has been in the heating over Christmas, this crack seems to have appeared a bit, but I guess once I get some oil and stuff in there, it might soften it up a bit. And there's also one again just here. I haven't tightened these down yet just because, but there's a crack here, and I think it's all right again, but we'll see once we get some oil in. I mean, that was there originally as well, and it doesn't actually go any further, so I'm hoping that should be fine. But yeah, a good morning's work getting the last of the hardware on and getting the bridge lined up. And so I'm going to have to leave it for a little while now because I need to go and work for a few weeks. So when we come back to this, we'll take all the hardware off and we'll think about finishing it.